So inquiry and advanced inquiry. I'm Jason at AwakenedEssence.com. Inquiry is one of the key ways you can move your personal stuff. Or as I say in many of the videos here, what habit are you currently running? Are you running correct presence practice? What step are you at? How present are you? How's your space? Your you bubble? And when you're in life and, you know, something happens, do you stay present and does it bring up things for you? So inquiry is the use of correct presence practice with whatever healing, processing, psychological type processes combined with presence, so you're aligned and it clears out all of the levels at the same time. So what inquiry does is it undoes the bad habits, it undoes the trauma, it assists with the healing process because you're aware of the emotions, the beliefs, and whatever blocks are going on. So, you know, your natural state, your natural you, your correct presence practice can predominate more, so you can hang out in step 3 presence and step 4 the divine. Now in the 9 pillar framework I talk about well, the first toughie's law 0, self-honesty, self-responsibility, that the majority of humanity does not want to take accountability for. But if you want to truly awaken, you'll have to smash that one and be really self-honest, really self-responsible, i.e. correct presence practice. And if you are, you'll get to phase 3 in 5 years or less, and I've been saying that since 2012. Pillar 8 in the framework is blind spots. Woo. Now they're the toughies. They're the ones you don't want to hear. They're the ones that scare away the coaching clients because they don't want to face their stuff. And friends, don't mention blind spots. So this is where advanced inquiry comes in, and you develop these skills. You know, I've been developing my inquiry skills for, well, since I started the spiritual search really, but certainly since I started my NLP training back in what, 94. I mean, I was certified internationally as a trainer with one of the top trainers on the planet by the year 2000. So yeah, I totally cooked myself with that one. Hello, you gonna give me a kiss? Nope, you're gonna run away. So I embodied that. I embodied the structural processes of change work and understanding how the unconscious mind works, which is why I've got the NLP Prime Directives of the unconscious mind there in the Pillar 5 page. So when you combine your therapy skills, your change work skills, your I don't know, spiritual ritual skills to help you, as a friend said to me the other day, howling at the moon, with your presence, then you can move those bad behaviours, those emotional issues, those internal, and hopefully how you respond to external conflicts so they resolve. Now if you're ready to process something, the basic inquiry method should be enough. Sitting there in meditation and just working through the steps, and all of the meditations and all of the correct presence practice, laws of grace, and the healing courses, and the timeline therapy past life regression course will assist you with things that you're quite aware of, stuff that's ready to be dispatched, transmuted. Yeah. But with your blind spots, that's the stuff that you don't want to hear, and therefore you've got a whole lot of extra psychological protection mechanisms around it. Like I'm working with one at the moment because my coach is fantastic at shoving mine in my face. Hello, Miss Brown. And again, you know, Pillar 7 structure applies. So, you know, so blind spots are the ones that you really have trouble with. You've got a lot of protection around it. And there are various things that happen when you have a blind spot thrown at you. The question is do you want to heal it? If you don't, then just let it be a blind spot and you'll have that bad habit till you drop dead. That's the reality. Because we're habit machines, and they're a blind spot because there's prime directives of the unconscious mind in operation that are stopping you from accessing that. So there's other things that get in the way. First one, which a lot of spiritual seekers have in terms of vague ideas and liking theories and quoting teachers but they don't live it, is to do with that big long river in Egypt. Denial. If you're denying it, that's a good sign it's a blind spot. So that's the level of resistance. Stay conscious, boys and girls. Come on. Blind spot. Are you here? They have a blind spot regarding the alert calls of the noisy miner. Mind you, it does sound very similar to a falcon. So I haven't worked out if it's that or if it's the similar sound. Classic. Yeah, you came back. Come on. Denial, the big long river in Egypt. One of the other things you'll face with a blind spot is justification. Well, I'm justified doing this and that, and I'm justified in self-defense and all that sort of stuff. That's clear sign for blind spots. But if you're actually like in coaching with me and I point out a blind spot, we'll assist you with working through it, but you have to be willing to see it, willing to experience it. Law zero applies all through this, eh? So are you resisting it? Are you justifying? And your head will do it, and it's so ingrained as a habit, you know. It is important that you're present and you listen to it. You don't just go, oh, worry has no purpose, like Eckhart Tolle says. You've got to listen to it and get then feel it. Feel the justification. Feel the... Another state change. Which is good really, because we're doing blind spots. Even the crested pigeons have gone. Fantastic. Grace, eh? Grace. And when you go into that justification space or that denial space, if you are using Law Zero and you are doing your presence practice, getting in your body, feeling it, you'll be able to sense those emotions and what parts of you tense up inside. As you practice your correct presence practice as best as you can, allowing everything to be, including the resistance, the justification, the want to deny it. I mean, if you're denying something, that's step one if it's a really big one, and it's tough to get through. Tough. And that's why I recommend coaching or the Mastery Club. Because blind spots are the gateway to your life lessons and your soul lessons to truly incarnate your awakening here on 3D planet Earth. The sky is full of calling parrots. So these processes are here and are embedded in the prime directives of the unconscious, which is the rule book for how your identity device works. And your ego is part of that. So to undo these things that your system knows is incredibly important, or falsely knows is really important until you learn to be conscious, i.e. present, they operate and they keep you contained. So if you're keen, and you're willing to dig deep and do something about it, the inquiry process, the advanced inquiry process, will step you through how to address those so you can move beyond. And then it comes down to you observing the evidence. So the blind spot I'm working on at the moment is working with aspects of a DNA gene that creates, a lot of havoc in my life. It'd be good to have that gone. So I'm noticing with that pattern, there's a certain amount of avoidance going on in regards to getting on with doing it. I'd much rather just sit at the computer and work on these videos or the website. Avoidance is a good one, eh? And during my day, I notice it just kind of comes through, these resistances, and it's just saying, oh yeah, that's it, that's the one, yep, all the frustration, yep, oh, I can see how that's the driver, because frustration is like the key pushing emotion for it. So learning to be aware, allowing everything to be, along with the dialogue, to build that process up, and then it becomes more conscious. Because then you become very attuned to how it feels, and then you realise, yeah, I don't need that anymore. You awaken to it. Therefore, it's not a blind spot anymore. So with the advanced inquiry process, it's the same as the basic inquiry process, but you'll have these steps beforehand that, stop you from making progress with it, because as far as your unconscious mind is concerned, it certainly is in alignment with prime directive number 1 of keeping you safe. It's got a good intention. Doesn't mean it has good outcomes in your life regarding your health, your relationships, your financial situation, or your capacity to truly awaken and embody all of this good stuff that this website talks about endlessly. So that's advanced inquiry. I teach here various tools to assist you with that. The inner child, timeline, the half timeline process, the healing courses, and a lot of the stuff's in the actual paid courses anyway. So you get to experience it. It's actually easier to do them with me taking you through it as a inquiry, meditation, healing process than it is for me to talk about it and make this video. However, as I said in the first inquiry page, the introductory page, is that you may have particular skill sets, certain healing methodologies or certain therapy methods, be it Gestalt, parts work, psychodrama, medicine wheel, sweat lodging, men's work, and various other techniques that you can bring in to your presence practice. Presence first, which is why I say in the Reiki and the Golden Ray courses, it's presence first, and that's how those courses were made. Because that opens your pipe to God and helps you start opening your bandwidth so you can be here. Hope that helps. So when you get good at that, and it does take time to develop it, then there's the next phase, which I call mastery of the inquiry process, which is stuff that's not yours. So I'm Jason at AwakenedEssence.com. Make contact if you have any questions, or get the extended first coaching session because you didn't bother to have the chat, and we'll just get right into the meat on a Skype session. See you there.